Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Chris here with Elite Level Leader, and welcome to the Battleground. In today's workout, I've got a shoulder workout for you, and how this is going to work is there's 6 different exercises that we're going to end up doing today, and we're going to be doing 4 sets of each of those exercises with 12 to 15 reps within each of those with a 1-minute rest in between. Now, as far as choosing weight goes, I want you to make sure that you are choosing a weight that is challenging, but I want you to fall within that 12 to 15 rep range without going to failure. What I want you to gauge for is whenever form and technique starts to break down. So choose a weight that's challenging, but once you start to hit that 12, 13, 14, 15, you feel your form start to break down before actual muscle fatigue or failure happens. All right, guys, it starts off with dumbbell seated shoulder press. So I've got my bench set up here, straight up and down here. I'm going to head back here, grab 2 dumbbells. We're going to get in a seated position here, and we're going to do 12 to 15 reps of shoulder press. So we're going to get in a position here. I like to use my legs to kind of kick these dumbbells up into position. So once they're here, you're going to rotate them so your palms are facing almost straight forward, a little bit of a 45-degree angle here. Make sure your chest is against the back of that bench. You're going to press all the way up, squeezing at the top, and then slow and controlled all the way down until those dumbbells are down at full depth here, elbows by your sides. Press all the way up, all the way down. We're going to end up doing a set of 12 to 15 of these shoulder presses. Make sure you don't necessarily have to do a negative on the way down, just nice, slow, and controlled. I don't want you dropping those weights. And make sure you are pausing for a second at the top, really squeezing those shoulders. You're going to go ahead and set those down. After 12 to 15 reps, you're going to rest for 1 minute, and you're going to do a total of 4 reps, or 4 sets of those today. Then we're going to go into dumbbell seated alternating front raises. So this is a straight arm movement, so you significantly want to go ahead and lighten up the load on this. So I'm going to set these dumbbells away, lighten up the load here, back in this seated position, and we're going to be doing alternating front raises. So we're going to sit down here, knees are together. You might put your back against there, but not necessarily. You can kind of actually bring your back off the back of that bench a little bit here. But you just want to make sure your chest is up, head and neck is in neutral spine, rolling those shoulders back. Palms are facing each other. I'm going to raise one side up till it's parallel to the floor, then all the way down. Nice straight arm here, slight bend in that elbow, just don't lock it out, and slow and controlled coming back down. Now we're doing 12 to 15 reps of these per side. So like I said, make sure you are choosing a weight that's light enough that you're able to bring this dumbbell up and actually pause for a second and then slow and controlled coming back down. If you go too heavy on these, you're going to be swinging it up and you can't do that pause. It's just going to fall back down. So make sure you are choosing a weight that is light enough, and you're going to do a total of 12 to 15 reps per side. Set those down, rest for 1 minute, and do a total of 4 sets of those. Then we're going to move into dumbbell seated Arnold presses. So we're going to go ahead, heavy up the weight again, set these off to the sides. Now on an Arnold press, we are rotating from our palms facing each other all the way around until the palms are facing forward. So I'm going to go ahead and set these down on the ground for a second. What we want to do, once again, sit back on this bench, make sure our back is facing and touching that bench. You're going to bring the dumbbells up into this front rack position. Palms are facing each other. From here, we're going to press and start to rotate externally till your palms are facing forward. Squeeze at the top, and then you're going to rotate and reverse that rotation, rotating internally to then those palms are facing each other. Now, a lot of times I see people they start to press and then they don't really start to turn until the top, or they start to come down and then they turn it at the end. What I really want you to focus on is during the full range of motion, you are rotating the entire time. So as soon as you start to press, you are rotating, and then you end up at the top, rotating full here at the top, and then as you come back down, as soon as those elbows start to come down, you are already starting to rotate them. So make sure you're using the full range of motion. Go ahead, grab these 2 dumbbells, pull them up in that front rack position, palms are facing each other. I'm going to start to press and externally rotate. Dumbbells press over the top, now they're facing forward. Rotate that back down. All the way up, all the way down, nice, slow and controlled, coming down there, squeezing at the top, pausing for a second at the top and the bottom. And you can do a total of 12 to 15 reps of those Arnold presses with a 1-minute rest in between for a total of 4 sets. Now we're moving on to the next movement, which is going to be dumbbell incline side raises. So we're going to go ahead and take this bench. We're going to set it down at a little bit more of an incline here. Not too far down. So right about there. I'm actually going to turn around here so you can see a little bit more. What I want you guys to do is when we get on this bench, we've done these before kind of in the back movements. What I had you doing was have the dumbbells in the back exercise or the back workout. I was bringing those elbows down and low. Now what I want you to do though is the dumbbells are going to be, palms are going to be facing your hips here. We're going to keep them high. So we're working the shoulders, not the back. If you go back low, back here, and bring those elbows squeezing, you're working your back and your lats. I want you to keep them high, so you're working the shoulders. Once again, you're gonna have to significantly lighten up the load on these since we are doing a straight arm movement, and obviously your shoulder muscles are a lot smaller muscle group than your back. So I'm gonna go ahead, lighten up the load quite a bit here. I'm just grabbing a couple 15s here. Get on this bench. Chest is going against the top of this bench. Palms are facing each other, or facing towards my hips down there. Feet are on the ground. Head and neck is in neutral spine. I'm gonna go ahead, swing them up in front, squeezing at the top, and then come all the way back down. All the way up, all the way down. You're really going to want to lighten up the load on these because you can't do a whole lot of weight, especially for those 12 to 15 reps, and having to pause at the top there just for a second, and then slow and controlled all the way back down. So you're gonna go ahead and do 12 to 15 reps of those. Make sure you're keeping those high so it's working the shoulders. 12 to 15 reps of those for a total of 4 sets with that 1 minute rest in between. Then we're gonna move on to single arm dumbbell reverse grip shoulder press. So what we're doing, we're gonna be standing in a position here. I'm gonna set these dumbbells off to the side. We're gonna heavy up the load a little bit on these. So what we're doing, we're gonna be in a standing position, and these are gonna be a reverse grip. So typically when we do our shoulder presses, palms are facing forward or at least at a 45-degree angle. What we're doing, we're gonna reverse those, bring the elbows in close together, and we're going to press them up overhead like this with our palms facing each other. So work the frontal part of your shoulders. So I'm gonna come back here. I'm just gonna grab 2 different dumbbells here. Just grab some 25s here. Rolling those shoulders back, getting a nice foundation stance underneath us. Head and neck is in neutral spine. We're gonna grab these 2 dumbbells, press them up into this front rack position. Palms are facing each other. From here, we're gonna go ahead, press all the way up, and then all the way back down. Press up, squeeze to the top, all the way back down. Press up, all the way back down, slow and controlled. Now you might find as you press up based on your shoulder mobility that you're not able to get the arm fully extended. That's okay. As you come up, you might realize that without leaning back, and you don't want to lean back, you can only kind of get to about this point, elbows still bent, that's okay. Pause at the top and then come back down. What I don't want you to doing is trying to force that arm to go straight and lean back. So make sure you're keeping that back straight the entire time. You're gonna do a set of 12 to 15 reps of those with the 1 minute rest in between for a total of 4 sets. Then we're moving on to the final movement in this shoulder workout today, guys, and it's going to be single arm dumbbell upright rows. So I'm gonna set 1 dumbbell off to the side here, and we're just using 1 for right now. We're gonna get in a nice squat stance, so our feet should be just about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider here. We're gonna have the dumbbell in our right hand, placing down here, facing ourselves, facing our hips here, chest up, shoulders back. You can grab this dumbbell, and you're trying to get this elbow to go up and back. Up and back. And we're not going straight up, we want to try to pull it back. So we're gonna go ahead, grab this dumbbell from here, place the other hand on your hip, just kind of give you a little bit of stability here, guys. Head and neck is in neutral spine, chest up, shoulders back, and we're gonna pull up, keeping that dumbbell close to our body the entire time. Pull up to that dumbbell, or that elbow goes back, and then all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. We'll start from the front here so you can kind of see this. We're coming up and then down. Really working the traps here, guys. Up and down. We're gonna do 12 to 15 on the right side, then we're gonna switch off to the left, do the same as we were doing before, rolling that shoulder back, up, pause, and then come all the way back down. And you're gonna do 12 to 15 on each side. Once you've completed 12 to 15 on the right and the left, that's when you rest for 1 minute, and we're gonna do a total of 4 sets today. All right, guys, that is your workout of the day. I'll see you right back here in the battleground for your next workout. And as always, make sure you check out EliteLevelLeader.com for more full training programs and to enlist today.